Okay, boys and girls, today it took me 45 minutes to get out of bed and run. And the reason I mention this is because normally it only takes me about 20 to 30 minutes, 15 if I'm really fast. And, that's a sign that I'm feeling a bit tired because, I don't have a crazy hair routine. I don't shower, I shower after I train. I don't have anything to do besides the toilet really. What I did this morning is I went to the toilet and then I went back to bed because I was tired. So, that's a sign that I've maybe been doing too much, because I've been trying to back off of like high intensity training and I've been replacing it with volume, but I've also been doing a lot of running. So I'm not really succeeding in letting my body recover at the moment. The way to know if you're doing too much or not is basically if you're tired all the time, you're doing too much. If you wake up and you slept enough like 7 to 8, 9 hours, and you're still tired, you're still like, oh, I want to stay in bed. That's probably a sign you've been doing too much. And that's what I've been getting like lately. So I have to try and fix that because basically if you're dreading your training, of course it's gonna be not fun to do, not as fun to do. I'm still gonna train, of course, that's no question. But you know, it's more fun to train. Like if you think about training, and your body starts to burn, like yes, I want to fucking train. That's when you're gonna make the most gains. And if your body's like, oh, but I'm a bit tired. Do I want to train? If that's in your mind, it's a sign that you're not recovered completely, and that doesn't mean you have to take a rest day immediately, but it does mean that in some way you're gonna have to back off. If you can back off for a few days, and like after a few days you wake up and like you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna train again. If you have that for every training, that's perfect because there's like this fine line where your trainings are intense enough that you grow from them. That you get a stimulus and yet your body has to get stronger, but also not that intense that you're recovered by the next training. If you're by the next training still like, oh fuck, do I want to train? That then you did too much because then you didn't have enough time to recover. And that fine line, intense enough to get a stimulus, but not that intense that you can't recover. That's something you have to search for, and that's something I'm always searching for myself as well because I like to train as much as possible, and then sometimes I just go overboard. Some people they don't really like training and they do little too less, but that's something you have to figure out for yourself. So anyway, I'm gonna do one warm up set here. Okay, so I did a couple of warm-up sets today. Obviously, you can see I'm doing my hamstring training. After this, I'm gonna do some forearm training as well, tiny bit. But I'm gonna keep both to like limited volume, limited intensity. And yeah, for the hamstrings, what I'll do is just a couple of sets of Nordics, unassisted, like last time. Last time I did 4 sets of 3. Let's see if today if it feels better. Maybe 3 sets of 4 or 5 sets of 3. I'll see. But I think I can do a good amount of Nordics. All right, fuck. I'm still feeling it in my tendon here. So I guess I just have to listen to myself and tone it down a bit so that I can recover. I'm gonna do a couple of set of finger assisted reps, and then I'm gonna do some band Nordics or band hamstring curls because I have to let this tendon recover. Yeah, I have to listen to myself. Okay, so I did a couple of more of those finger assisted Nordic curls, but I didn't go all the way up because if I go all the way up and I release my finger, that's basically putting my entire body weight on my tendon right now, which is what I just realized I should avoid that because that's what's triggering, the injury. So what I'm gonna do for, a couple of trainings probably is just do only like the first part of the finger assisted Nordic like this, and I'm not gonna release my fingers, and this will allow me to keep a lower intensity, a lower load on the tendon, and that's going to allow it to recover. And yeah, like I was just saying, I just have to listen to myself. I'm telling you guys, you shouldn't train too hard because then you can't recover anymore. And in the meantime, like I started this bulk and I was like, yeah, I have to up the volume. I have to, up the intensity because I'm bulking and I have enough energy and I need to get stimulus in my body and I need to, grow from that. Well, if I do too much, then I'm not gonna have an opportunity to grow from that. And that's what I've been feeling. I've been waking up tired. I've been tired throughout the day. I have these little nagging injuries in my forearm, in my shoulder, in my hamstrings. So basically, I'm telling you guys all the right information, and I'm not doing it myself. Then what the fuck do I expect? so that's gonna be a challenge for the next couple of days. I'm past the honeymoon phase of the bulk. I've been doing it for like I guess 2 to 3 weeks now. This training. I've gotten each training day like 3 or 4 times. So leg day, I have leg day for quadriceps. I have arm day. I have leg day for hamstrings, which is today. Then I have push pull. I'm kind of through it now. And here, to do it continuously, to do it consistently, I'm starting to see what's lacking. What I've been doing wrong. Because in the first few weeks, it's easy. You're motivated, like you're excited. I mean, I'm excited still. I can't wait to progress in this build. But after a few weeks, amongst the excitement, there also starts to become kind of like the consequences of what you've been doing. And the consequences of what I've been doing is, well, I'm fucking tired. So the coming couple of days will be kind of to, adjust what I've been doing. And I get it. I've been like talking about recovery for the past couple of trainings, and it might sound boring, but I'm stressing this because it's so important. Recovery is more than half the battle. That's what I mentioned before. If you say recovery is 50%, that means you're recovering up to the point that you damaged. But you want to recover more than that. You want to overcompensate for what the damage you did to your body. You want to do damage, then you want to recover, and then you want to overcompensate so that you can become stronger. So yeah, that's basically what I have to aim for in the next couple of trainings or in all the trainings from now on. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Now I have some forearms that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 4 sets in total, 2 of the straight arm hammer lifts, and then 2 sets of the hammer curls. Yes, that's gonna be my forearm training today. Alright, I'm gonna say something that might surprise you guys. Today's training was a big success. Not because of the content of the training, of course, or not only because of that, because the Nordic curls, I felt my tendon more than last time, which is not a good sign. So we weren't able to do much, but more so because of the IQ gains, the big brain IQ gains. Because today I realized, I mean, you have like these moments, right? You go like in training, everything's going good, you do more and more and more, and then you go down, and in the end, it's going up. But today, after like a peak in training, we're realizing like, oh, we have to step down back a bit, but we're learning, we're learning for the Nordic girls. Okay, my tendon, it's not gonna heal even if I have full range of motion because I have to take the pressure of the tendon. We learned, I'm on a bulk, I have more energy, yes, but that energy is not supposed to be spent on training. It's supposed to be spent on recovery mostly, to get bigger gains. We learn so much, Like I have so much in my head that I want to try, like in the coming trainings. Like, oh, maybe I should tone down the accessories, focus even more on the compounds instead. For the Nordic girls, next time I have like a way out of how I can progress and like make my leg heal. There's so much stuff like just purely in my head right now that we learned from this training. So yes, I didn't get any Nordic like curl PRs today, like far from that. But just the fact that we learned something is a huge success. And don't get it twisted. Like even though the Nordic girls were like they weren't good, right? But on the forearms, don't get it twisted. I got 3 PRs. I got on the straight arm, the hammer lifts. I got a PR with 7 kilos, which was 15 reps before it was like 11. I got with 5 kilos, I got a PR. I got 23 reps. Before that, I had only done sets of 20 reps. And then on the like the hammer curls, like the actual curls, we did 11 reps with 6 kilos when we were fucking tired already from the other sets. And that's a PR because last time it was 10. So huge gains on the forearms part. Not on the Nordic curl part, but we got a bigger brain today. We got bigger forearms today. What more can you ask for? I'm so happy with this. So long story short, gains are not only made, in the muscles, they're also made in the brain. If you're smarter about your training, you're gonna progress as well. And that's what I'm looking forward to in a couple of next trainings. So tomorrow is gonna be a push day, where it's like the first chance I'm gonna get to apply this stuff. So focus on the compound, which is planche, and then reduce the amount of volume on accessories. That's what I'm gonna try. And if I keep doing this for a couple of days, but my hypothesis, I guess is the word, is that in a couple of days I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, I wanna run, and I'm gonna be flying like when I'm running. I'm gonna wanna do my training way more. I'm gonna have way more energy. That's my guess, I'm not gonna have to take 45 minutes to get out of bed. I'm gonna be able to get out the door in less than 30 minutes. And I'm just gonna be so much fired up. I mean, I'm fired up now talking about it, but I'm fired up talking about training, but when it actually comes to training, I'm tired. I feel like, oh shit, I'm not recovered completely. I feel it. So if I can combine like the burning heart, like the fire in my heart, if I can translate that together with good recovery, and like I will feel my body like literally heat up when I think about training, So yeah, that's all I have to say. I see you tomorrow for a push day.